I'm not sure that enough jockeys think about what's going to happen after they finish riding. It's much and all as we'd love to keep going and ride forever. It's unfortunately not going to happen.
There was a real stigma involved with talking about careers after racing, because generally, and I think there probably still is a little bit of a stigma, that if you're thinking about the future, your bottle's gone, or something's gone wrong and your heart isn't really in it.
Probably was a sort of a mindset that if you started looking at doing something else, you were ready to retire. But I think the guys that are riding these days now, maybe there's been a shift, and that isn't sort of the mentality anymore.
I think that Jets is a wonderful initiation in that years ago, when a jockey came to retirement or came to thinking about retirement, there was absolutely nothing there for them in their second career. And let's face it, these days people have to work longer. Any additional experience, work experience, can only benefit a jockey when he or she comes to retire from race riding.
Like younger jockeys now, they don't think, like I see it when I'm doing the Race in Excellence, they think all they're going to do for the rest of their lives is ride. They've got to plan early. They, when they've got winters off or they're not so busy, they should do their courses while they're still riding.
There's no doubt about it, that stigma is still there. People think, oh, he's not bothered about race riding because he's already planning for the future. Those days are gone. People realise that you have to have a future when you finish race riding. Most people finish race riding when they're in their mid-30s. You can't retire in your mid-30s.
Thinking of the future, it's a tricky one, because even before I first started race riding, I was always, as a child, I wanted to be a jockey. So you're looking sort of 5-6 years down the line, and once you're a jockey, you start thinking where I want to be as a jockey, and then you start thinking where do I want to be after a jockey. So to be honest, fairly early on in my career, it was in the back of my mind as to what would enable me to live a nice lifestyle and enjoy doing what I do. And so I thought, I'm going to have to retire a couple of years earlier than what I probably would have liked to have, and get my head down and work for a living. And I did a 6-year apprenticeship, which was a lot of blood, sweat and tears, but out the other side, I'm very lucky now. I'm my own boss.
Definitely asking for help from Jets was the right thing to do. I should have thought about it right from the start of my career, because a jockey's career isn't a lifelong career anyway. So I'd advise anyone to go, and you can still ride and do a course,